pound, people? It's your boy Nando. You know what it is. It's the Pound for Pound Boxing Show. Yeah. Special guest today. The newly crowned, it was 2 months ago, but he is the newly crowned British featherweight champion, Leigh Woods. That's right. If you remember, back in February, he fought on the undercard of the Warrington Lara undercard live at Wembley under the Matchroom. That ninth round TKO win on Reece Moulds to capture the vacant British title. Obviously, we're going to talk about that night. If you haven't seen my recent interview with Louie Lynn, that's right, Mr. Loco himself from Queensbury, called them out in a nice fashion. Obviously, there's a little article online going around. He's accepted this challenge. Leigh Wood wants Louie Lynn. Now it's time to stir that shit up. That's right. I'm going to stir it up tonight. And it's going to get him on. I'm going to get him on. I'm going to stir it up. Let's hopefully get this fight done. I would love to see this fight. Leigh Wood defend his British featherweight title against the undefeated, highly ranked Louie Lynn. Let's see if we could get Leigh on now. How you doing, champ?
You're right, mate.
Yeah, not bad. Yourself?
All good, mate. All good.
Just want to say thank you for taking your time to speak to me today. It's a pleasure to finally get you on. How's things?
All good, mate. All good. What questions you got for me?
I just want to say, obviously, we haven't spoken since February. I just want to say again, congratulations on capturing that vacant British title. What an amazing performance that night against Reece Mould as well. On what card as well, the Warrington Lara undercard live at Wembley. Let's go back to that night. Obviously, TKO win. You made a massive statement that night. You said it even before the fight. You're looking to make a statement that night. How do you assess your performance that night?
I might have started a bit too slow, but the thing with that is he was putting a lot into his shots. He was really loading up at any opportunity, and my experience was just telling me, just keep him on the jab, don't show him nothing, no power. And when I let my hands go, it's going to be more the element of a surprise. He didn't feel my power once until the fourth round. As soon as I put them together, he kind of melted a little bit. So yeah, maybe I should have done a little bit more early, but I was sticking to my plan and using my experience, and I think executed it well.
And what a statement you made, and what a performance as well at the end. How did it feel? Because obviously you're a former Commonwealth champion, but every British fighter wants to win that Lonsdale belt as well. It's like, for me, the best looking belt out there. And as a British fighter, it's an honor to win it. And when you heard "and the new," how did it feel?
It was a good feeling. Obviously, I've waited probably 20 years from when I first held that belt as a kid to win that belt. And the fight after, obviously, with no crowds being there, it wasn't as I ever imagined it. Yeah. So I feel a bit hard done to. I've waited all this time to achieve this, and I couldn't celebrate there and then as I wanted to. But yeah, I mean, it's a box ticked on my way to bigger things, something I've always wanted to do. So it's a goal achieved. Still a great feeling, and like you say, the belt's beautiful. I'd like the opportunity to win outright if it can be done fast. I've got to move fast. I'm 32, so I need to be fighting and need to be fighting regular. I need to get, if I'm going to win that outright, it needs to be quick and quick contested fights. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You obviously mentioned no crowd there. That must have been a new experience for you as well, especially in an arena like Wembley Arena. How did it feel, the whole getting into the bubble thing, coming out to no crowd? Usually you're used to coming out, you can hear cheers, you can hear maybe boos, I'm not sure, but what did it feel like not hearing anything?
Yeah, it was strange. At the same time, though, obviously, I just not recently tuned up with Ben, so I could hear everything he was saying, which was a positive because I've only been with Ben for a short period of time. So it was good to hear his advice and help me along the way a little bit. But yeah, it's not the same. I don't like it. And if I could, hopefully, my next fight, there's crowds there. I like the noise. I thrive off it, and it picks me up. And especially when you land a few good shots, it's nothing like the feeling of the crowd getting behind you.
Yeah.
walking out, it was nice to hear the music, but it was just like sparring, if I'm honest, in the fight. Walking out wasn't the same, but it's one of them. Hopefully it won't happen again.
No, 100%. Obviously, great news today that Eddie Hearn has come out and said that there's going to be 3 back-to-back events in the Matchroom Garden with a crowd. I don't know how that's going to be like. I wish I had a garden like that, but that's going to be an amazing, amazing event. Can you see yourself being on any of those events?
Absolutely. I'm aiming for early July, so see what happens.
You're not aiming for Saudi?
I don't think so, no. Obviously, Ben's away with Josh as he looks on to conquer the division. So, I want a full camp with Ben again, and he's back early June. I just don't think that's fast. It's not enough time. These fights are very, very important for me, so I need to make sure I have proper camps. I'm fairly fit. At the minute, I'm fairly fit, but I want to have a full at least 8 to 9 weeks with Ben before the fight.
Let's talk about your coach, Ben Davison. Still young in the game, but it's like he's been around for such a long time. The way he speaks about boxing on camera in interviews is like he's 70 years old. It's like he's been in the game for so long, and people forget how young he is. For me, apart from obviously Tyson as well, but he got hard done by. He should have been a coach for a world champion in the first Wilder fight as well. Hopefully, undisputed this weekend with Josh Taylor. What's it like having someone like Ben Davison in your corner?
It's a huge advantage. How he sees things, his knowledge on boxing, and his sheer desire to win with each individual fighter, and the energy he takes the approach he takes, and the energy to each individual opponent you've got. It's a massive advantage, and I'm extremely lucky to have him on side.
Obviously, I know you're going to say Josh is going to do the job this weekend. What's your prediction for this fight?
Yeah, I can't say anything other than a Josh win. He's going to have all the belts, and he deserves them because he's a great fighter. I think Josh could stop him. He's on fire. He's looking good. The way he boxes and breaks people down, like, is just unbelievable. And at lightweight, I can't really see anyone touching him.
Obviously, you've probably heard the rumors. What's your thoughts on if Josh wins this weekend? Teofimo beats Kambosos. Teofimo versus Josh, maybe in Scotland.
I think after this, it's got to be big fights for Josh, and it's got to be the biggest money fights as well. Because when you've achieved what he's about to achieve, all being well, it's got to be massive. So whichever the biggest fights out there for him are, they're the ones he deserves. And if it's Lopez, it's Lopez. See what happens.
For sure. I can't wait for this fight as well. Let's talk about obviously your last win. Put you in the top 5 in the country as well. Right now, obviously I know BoxRec obviously changes the rankings every time. I look today, you're ranked at number 13 in the world as well, which is great achievement as well, being in the top 20 in the world at featherweight. In the country, you're among the top 5. So you got Jazza Dickens, you got Kip Galahad, Josh Warrington, but another guy that's and I know you saw the clip. Another guy that's called out your name in a professional manner, like a gentleman, was Mr. Loco himself, Louie Lynn. What's your thoughts of this potential fight-up? Could you see this happening?
Yeah, our side, like I said, if I'm sticking around to defend this British title outright, then I need fights, and I need them fast. I wanted to do it before the end of the year. So Louie Lynn could be a name we can slip in there without overlooking anyone. I'm not saying like they're going to be 3 easy fights. I'm not saying that, but Louie Lynn mentioned my name after his fight. I've never mentioned his name. Now I'm getting tagged in things saying Leigh would. I've challenged him. I haven't challenged him. He said my name, and I've said, okay, let's do it. And as of yet, we've had no correspondence whatsoever of any of his team or promoter. Nothing, not a bean. But like I said to everyone, if he wants to fight, I'm pretty confident we can make it. He's not ready for that yet. He's not ready. I'm not saying he'll never be ready, but at the minute, he's not ready yet. And sometimes if you take a fight too early, it can affect you mentally going down the stretch. So I don't know. Like I said, on my side, no problem. We can make that fight, and I'm sure we can make it pretty quick. But he's not ready. He's not ready for this level yet. That's not slating him because he's good. He is good, but he's not got the experience yet. And I said it about Mould, and I think Mould's levels above Louie Lynn. So similar kind of thing will happen. Does he really want that in his career at this stage? I don't think so.
He cleared up the when I interviewed him. He cleared up the whole story of how your name was mentioned to him. It basically, I like Louis. He's
seen the sign,
and he felt a bit awkward calling out your name, but he wants to fight, but you could tell he's not the type to always want to call out a name. But he basically said he got quoted in an article, and I want to say twisted the words, but basically they wrote that Louis said that's my belt anyway, which he never. He said he never, but he said that if he can have it next, he would take it. And you could tell he's a kid that wouldn't back down for any fight, and it'll be a great fight. I think the fans will love this fight as much as if any of the fans think he's not ready, or some of the fans that think he's ready, it still be a great fight anyway for British boxing.
Yeah, it probably would be a good fight for a number of rounds, but he's not ready. I feel like I want to help him and say, listen, you're not ready for this yet. It's a really, really nice kid, but he's not ready for this yet. And I promise you that if they want the fight can be made our side, no problem whatsoever. Bearing in mind, I've seen bits of him with kids at my gym, lower weights than me. And I'm trying to save it. Do you know what I mean? He's a nice kid, but the fight won't go the distance. And why? Like, he's on a good path at the minute. He just won a title. Why does he want to jump into a fight where he's going to get beaten? He can build himself up for a bit. Do you know what I mean? But look, I need three defenses. I need them fast. He's a brilliant name to have. So, like I said, I've still not heard anything from any of his team, from Warren, anyone. But if they get in touch, like, we can make that, I'm sure. And I'd like to do it in summer. So, see what happens.
Hopefully they'll reach out. It'll be a fight that everyone wants to see. Obviously, I put up the poll. A lot of fans said, "Yep, that's the fight we want to see." So hopefully it can happen. But I just want to ask you. Obviously, the British Boxing Board of Control put out. They do it every month of mandatories they want to do for titles. Yours was completely blank. There's no mandatories they want to do. If Louie Lynn doesn't get done, I'm not trying to get you to call anyone out. But is there anyone that you would like to fight in the division in the top, let's say, top 10 right now?
Yeah. So the board wouldn't put anything out yet because I think I get a mandatory defence doing that, so I can pick someone. So, in my opinion, I beat the best below me. I think Reese is probably the best out of the kids that I can pick. So the remaining lads, someone mentioned my name from Liverpool. Can't remember his name. He's about 5'2". I mean, he could be one. I'd like to just show him up. Louie Lynn would be a good fight.
Isaac Lowe?
That, who's that?
Isaac Lowe?
Isaac Lowe, I can't see him fighting me. I really can't. I've called him out numerous times and just got ignored. And him and Jordan are building a fight at the minute, so that could possibly happen. But I can't see it. I totally dismiss Isaac Lowe because I can't see him getting dragged to the ring to fight me. No way. But I think him and Jordan pass more chance of their paths crossing than ours. So yeah, after that, I'm kind of struggling for names, unless you can think of anyone.
At the moment in the top 10, I can't really think of. Is it Dogbo?
Isaac Dogbo, but he's been world champion. He's fought for a world title a few times. I mean, is he going to drop down to British level? That'd be a great fight. That'd be a great fight for myself because it's learning, picking up more experience against a kid that's been there and done it. So, yeah, be huge, but is he going to drop down to British title level? I can't see it.
It's the thing. It depends if he can get a fight. He has to stay active, and if the only way he can stay active is to fight you, at the end of the day, he may have fought for a world title, but he's only one place above you in the British rankings anyway. So
that's a great fight. It's a hard fight. It's a great fight.
Let's say, for example, you can't get basically a British opponent for you to defend your title. You're still ranked 14 in the IBF. To climb into the top 10, would you take a fight maybe to go through that route to get in the top 10 of the IBF?
Yeah, absolutely. My plan was to see what happened with Gavin McDonnell in the European title fight. Obviously, that ended up a draw. I was expecting Gav to win and then fight for the European in summer and defend my British title at the same time. Because obviously, I wanted to try and win that outright, and maybe I could have slipped a few more fights in if I was waiting for something even bigger. So, as things still stand, I think they'll be having a rematch. But yeah, I mean, if I can't defend the British, I'm not going to vacate it because I've waited too long to win it. I'm not going to pass it on so two fresh, young, unexperienced lads can fight for it. I'm going to hold it on to get something bigger and better. So we'll see. I want to win it outright. If I ain't got time, I ain't got time. But I'll hold on to it till they strip me for winning something else. So it's what it is.
Listen, knowing how Eddie Hearn is, I'm sure he was going to fight. He will find, if it's not Louie Lynn, he'll find you a great opponent for the.
Well, look, at the minute we've got Eddie's got the DAZN deal, so there's going to be. I think he's promised a show every week. Then you've got wherever Sky go. We heard a lot of rumours, so they're going to be having shows. MTK have shows all the time. Channel 5 have a few shows. BT have got shows. There's going to be shows every week, numerous shows every week. There's going to be opportunities left, right, and centre for me to get on to defend the belt, even if it's on an away show. An away show, what difference does it make? They're still going to allocate me tickets, so it makes no difference whatsoever. So, yeah, I'm sure I can get this British title one outright and then move on to something bigger towards early next year.
Amazing.
I mean, that's not the plan, but I mean, that's how I see it. I might fight for something bigger before then, but it is what it is. See what happens.
No, we hope to see you out very soon as well and defend this title. Hopefully, they can get you a really good opponent because you're a great fighter and you've got a lot of fans out there, especially ourselves at Pound for Pound. We love that fight against Reese as well, and we were rooting for you the whole night.
Thanks, sir.
Before I let you go, I ask all my guests this because we'll do a highlight reel when the fight finally gets made. It's almost made. AJ v Fury. Who wins and why? With
boxing, sometimes it's how the fighters approach the fight, what mentality they're in, and I see it as if Fury boxes and moves, no one's going to beat him. No one's going to beat him. If Fury comes to have it with Fury like he did the Wilder in the last fight, it's going to be an early night. I think AJ will tag him with a shot, but if I was a betting man and I was putting money on it, I would back Fury.
Would he stop him or points?
I can't see. I think he'll outbox him. I mean, to be honest, if he outboxes him, I think he could get a late stoppage. I think he could make him miss and make him gas. So I won't pick points or a knockout, but I'm leaning towards Fury.
It'll be a great fight anyway when it gets made August 14th. Champ, before I let you go, do you have a message for your fans and any future opponents?
Yeah, just obviously I'm gutted that they couldn't be there for the British title fight. So hopefully, all being well, you'll be there to watch me defend it successfully. And we're going to have a crazy few years. The people that have supported me and followed me from early doors, it's been a right ride. I started from the bottom, very, very bottom. British Masters title, International Masters, Area title, Commonwealth title, WBO European. Now we've got the British title. We've got some massive nights ahead, and it's all part of the journey that they've been on together with me. So, we've got some big nights left. So, hopefully, you will enjoy them.
Amazing. When you finally get to defend it, just call it the homecoming. It was worth the wait for the crowd to come in, and it'll be a great homecoming for you.
Absolutely.
Champ, I want to say thank you for taking your time to speak to me today. I can't wait. We can't wait at Pound for Pound to see you back in the ring. Hopefully, big fight, big nights ahead as well.
Absolutely, mate. And thanks for having me on.
Anytime. Take care and stay safe.
Cheers, mate. See you in a bit.
Thank you.